Hello bachcho, how are you all? I hope you all are doing fine. So let's start the chapter Latitudes and Longitudes. Dive in and tell me what is Greenwich Meridian. Okay, and before starting the chapter, let's have a look on that what we have in this chapter and what we are going to learn. Index, locating places on globe, longitude, latitudes, international dateline. So let's start the chapter bachcho. A globe is a miniature model of the earth, and if you examine a globe, you will notice that it has an axle that allows it to spin around. In this way, a globe imitates the spinning of the earth and which rotates around an imaginary axle. The imaginary axle is called axis of the earth, right? If you look at the globe closely, you will notice the globe has a number of imaginary lines which are horizontal as well as vertical. The vertical lines are known as longitudes and the horizontal lines are known as latitude. Okay, I hope you mentioned it, underlined this, that vertical lines longitude, horizontal lines latitude. Index, every atlas has a section towards the end known as the index. It helps us to locate places on the various pages on the atlas, and the index tells us about the names of the places marked on the atlas in a alphabetic order. There are certain numbers written alongside. These numbers indicate the location of the place. They also have north, south, east, west written next to them to indicate directions. Now locating place of globe. The network of lines of latitude and longitude cross each other at right angle, and thus what happens? Form a net called grid or graticule. We can locate all places on the earth's surface with the help of the grid. To locate a place on the globe, what we do? We should know the values of latitude and longitude. So the place at which the parallel of that latitude and the meridian of the longitude cross each other, that is the location of that place. Once again, the place at which the parallel of the latitude and the meridian of that longitude cross each other is the location of that place. Understood? Okay. Latitude. Latitude, these are imaginary lines which run horizontally from east to west. These lines are parallel to each other and are often known as parallels of latitude. The latitude that divides northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere is called equator. There are 181 lines of latitude, 90 lines of latitude of the north of the equator, 90 lines of the latitude to the south of the equator, and the latitudes to the north of the equator are marked with N, and the latitude to the south of the equator are marked as S. The equator is the biggest parallel and are also called the great circle. The north pole is at 90 degree and the south pole is at 90 degree S, that is 90 degree north, and this is 90 degree south. So important lines of latitudes are 23.5 degree north is the Tropic of Cancer, and 23.5 degree south is the Tropic of Capricorn. 66.5 degree north is the Arctic Circle and 66.5 degrees south is the Antarctic Circle. Right? Fact file. Latitude measures how far a place is from the equator and affects climate, daylight and wildlife. It's like a horizontal ruler of the earth guiding everything from weather to navigation. Now let's read about longitudes. These are imaginary lines that run vertically from North Pole to South Pole. These lines are not parallel to each other and all these lines are of same size. These lines are also called as meridians of longitude, and the distance between the meridians is the maximum at the equator and goes on decreasing till the poles. धीरे धीरे घटती जाती है पोल्स की तरफ जहाँ तक पोल है. And there are 360 lines of longitude. 180 lines of longitude are located on the west and 180 lines of longitude are located on the east of the Greenwich meridian. Including the Greenwich meridian itself, the longitude to the west of the Greenwich meridian are marked with west and the longitude to the east of the Greenwich meridian are marked with east. Okay. The meridians are equal in length and the 180 degree east and 180 degree west is the same longitude. The Greenwich meridian is also called as prime meridian and it is the chief meridian. It is located at 0 degree longitude and divides the earth into two equal hemispheres called western hemisphere and eastern hemisphere. International date line. The prime meridian is used to calculate the International Standard Time IST, therefore it is also called International Date Line. The International Date Line is located halfway around the world from the prime meridian and about 180 degree east of Greenwich, London, UK, the reference point of time zones. It is also known as line of demarcation. Okay. Line of demarcation. So let's have a look on glossary now, bachcho. Pole, either ends of the earth's axis. Latitudes, a set of imaginary lines running from east to west. And longitudes, a set of imaginary lines running from north to south. Grid, a network of latitudes and longitudes that help us in locating places. Imaginary, existing only in the imagination. Good job. Okay, let's take a quick recall. Every atlas has a section towards the end known as the index. The network of lines of latitude and longitude cross each other at right angles and thus form a net. Latitudes are imaginary lines which run horizontally from west to east. The latitudes that divides northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere is called equator. The north pole is at 90 degree north and south pole is as 90 degree south. Longitudes are imaginary lines that run vertically from north pole to south pole. The Greenwich meridian is also called the prime meridian. And the prime meridian is located at 0 degree longitude and divides the earth into two equal hemispheres called western hemisphere and eastern hemisphere. The prime meridian is used to calculate the International Standard Time IST. Bachcho, practice time, fun time. Take the correct option. The dash is a miniature model of the earth. Globe. Good job. Okay, bachcho. Likewise do all. So, bachcho, fill in the blanks. The first one is there are 181 lines of latitude. Okay, likewise you have to choose from the chapter the exact words which suits to your sentence. Match the following. You have to match these all the words given in A part to B part. Likewise, you have to write the exact word with the matching. Answer the following question. You have to write the answer of these questions in your notebook, like what is axis of the earth? What is axis of the earth? Okay, these lines are given in your chapter. Just find out these lines and write the answers. And likewise, you have to define equator, define grid. You have to check your chapter to find these answers and write your answers in your notebook. Okay. Creative bag holds what is GMT, and the distance between two meridians is maximum at the equator. Why? Okay. And subject enrichment, you have to just find out parallels and meridians of the following cities. Take help from atlas. So by taking the help of atlas, bacha, you have to tell the parallels of these meridians of the following cities. Subject interlinking. On a chart, draw an outline map of India as it is drawn here. Mark all the important latitudes and longitudes that pass through it, जो इसके through pass हो रहे हैं. Fine. Values: we should know the usefulness of lines, longitude and latitude for locating any place. Reach to teach: explain the meaning of parallels of latitude and meridians of longitude drawn on the globe. And have fun, enjoy.